Hey guys, Venom here again. Before I get started, I just wanted to, just say some things about what's going on with my deck, because I've been playing it a lot, and for those of you who just disagree with Light and Darkness Dragon, I suggest you try it out. It's very good, this format. It's been winning me a lot of games once I get it out, so it does more than I think Yamada this format. Last format, yeah, I agree with Yamada, but this format definitely Light and Darkness. So, yeah, but that's it for that. This is Disaster Dragon Part 3. So today will be about, I guess, like, the theory and how the deck works, and, like, aspects of the deck that make it so good, I guess, that make it Disaster Dragon. And it'll tie in some cards from the last segment too, just to get more in-depth explanation. But so first of all, the idea of the deck is to slow the game down to your pace, therefore not having to use like draw cards and whatnot that other decks decide to use. So you slow them down to your pace instead of speeding up your deck. But that's the whole idea behind it. So I guess the first thing. The first aspect of the deck is field presence. It gets out big guys. It can utilize big guys, but you're going to use cards like Future Fusion to just keep field presence. You know, cards like Red Eyes Darkness Metal, using your Red Eyes Wyverns to like recycle them. Mass Dragon to search out your recruiters, and Totem Dragon to bring back maybe sack off for Light and Darkness or summon Darkness Metal from your hand. All these are going to keep field presence, and that's mainly, I think, probably the most, I don't know, I guess, but it's pretty important to keep your field presence, because in this deck without field presence, or in any deck without field presence, it's hard to win, so you want to just try to keep 2 to 3 guys on a field. That's what I try to do. I try to keep them average of 2 to 3 guys on the field, just so they don't like do a big tarantula against me or whatever. I don't want to overextend, but I want to keep a good amount of field presence. Because most decks, they can't get over Darkness Metal. So, I mean, it helps out a lot. Like, this will create your Future Fusion will create a big swarm. Darkness Metal could, if he stays in the field long enough, get a big swarm going. Totem Dragon, that could create game-breaking moves if you relay in Darkness. It'll make them waste their cards and stuff. And Mesh Dragon, it'll create, search out any like low-level dragon in your deck that you need, pretty much. And most of the dragons in this deck that are low-level will change the game pace a lot. So yeah, field presence is a big part. The second aspect you want to keep in mind is control. This deck can really utilize it. That'll probably slow the game down a lot. Cards to keep control are definitely Kokimira Drago. What it does is it stops Light and Dark special summons. So that'll keep control of the game and slow it down a lot for your opponent. So, I mean, control, pretty much is like, the cards, like, you don't run a lot of control cards, but the cards that you do run will change the game a lot. And it's a pretty big beater, too. Another card that'll keep control is Prime Material. He will stop all monster destruction, pretty much. So, this way you can, open up big plays, not be afraid to overextend, and stuff like that. So he does keep control. And Light and Darkness Dragon, yeah, I've been testing it, and this is the card I've been talking so much about. It's really, really good, this format. Yeah, I find triple smashing ground to be very annoying when they can just, smashing ground. You double Darkness Metal, they smash one and then kill the other with like a book of, you know what I mean? So it'll make them waste their resources early game. So late game when you bring out Darkness Metals and stuff, they really have no answers. And I guess it forced, like, another big part I think is don't go all out and attack. Play a little bit conservatively. That's what I tend to do is like just kind of go all out a lot. And this will kind of force me to play conservatively, because I can't really play any cards or else they're going to get negated. So you don't want to go out, waste your hand first turn and then have it get, completely wiped out, Heavy Storm and Near Force, whatever. So this will, I was playtesting and, they have to get it off the field. It's a 2000 beater it is, so I just see them, like, Allure, negate, attack a searcher, it has to negate the searcher. And they're losing. They're losing pluses, I guess, you know? The pluses that they would normally get, they're actually minusing themselves. And then when he dies, I get a special summon a dragon from the graveyard, which will usually be Darkness Metal, and then I'll create pluses off of that as well. So this controls the whole state of the game, this card, and this is probably one of the most important cards as of now with the meta. Maybe when FRDs come out, it'll all change, but as of now, this controls the majority of the game. And aspect number 3 is advantage in gaining +1s off of, you know, all your cards. And pluses in any deck is important, but in this deck, when you create pluses, just because you have large beaters and whatnot, it changes the state of the game. Mass Dragon again, will create pluses. You can get out, you know, Totem Dragon, sack off Darkness Metal or Light and Darkness. An Exploder right into like an Armor Master that's just kind of sitting there and stuff like that. Yeah, some of the cards are repetitive, but you know, again, I kind of felt like I need to show them. Darkness Metal, you get a +1 out of the graveyard, +1 out of your hand, maybe a Synchro or something out of it. So I mean, and it's a huge beater, so it'll give you pluses. And then we get to some different cards. Some of you may disagree. I do think the Breed Dragon, it will get you pluses. You summon it, Synchro for a 6, will be Iron Chain. It's a free 6-star instead of like, you know, wasting a summon or whatever, a card out of your hand. If you get it with Totem, it's a free 6, pretty much. You don't really minus yourself. And it's a defender too. It's got 2,000 defense, and I've said it plenty of times, and they've attacked into it with like a Sure or whatever. And I've had them waste a Kalut on it or just take the damage, and then I was able to Synchro next turn or something. But it will get you pluses. I guess, you know, you say Red Eyes Wyvern will get you pluses too, which yeah, it will. If you combo with Future Fusion, it's a 2. Play 1 card, you get 2 big giant beaters on the field. Burst Breath, if you play it right, it will get you pluses. I was playing here with my friend earlier today, and I had an 1800 beater and like Drago. I was Wyvern and Drago. And he was playing X-Sabers. He had the Faltro guy, which is 1800 defense. He had 2 of them, a Searcher, and the guy, that Pashul, I think, that can't be destroyed by battle. And he's getting ready to do his plays, and I Burst Breath my Wyvern, just destroying his field. So I got massive pluses off of that, and he just minus himself. So if you play this right, you can get pluses off it. Really not much else to say. It's mass destruction. Watch out for Starlight Road, though, when you play this. You will get fucked if you don't play it right. And the last card, Veil from Different Dimension. In my opinion, it's the best minus in the game. Yeah, you lose a card out of your hand, but in this deck, you will you'll gain from it. You most likely bury like 2 to 3 Red Eyes Wyvern in the graveyard, or a Totem Dragon, or something, or a Darkness Metal that got bottomless or whatever. So I've been plenty of times where I Future Fusioned out 2 Wyverns, brought out 2 Darkness Metal, and they died for whatever reason, most likely Smashing Grounds, or whatever, Monster Destruction. And then they think they're in the clear, and I just end phase burial them all back in the graveyard. So for the cost of 1 card, I'm getting 2 2800 beaters, and next turn being able to revive up the ass. So we'll give you pluses off of that as well. So I mean, that's pretty much all there is to discuss about the theory of the deck, and you know what to keep in mind when you play, what kind of advantages you want to get. My idea when I play a deck is constantly trying to keep advantage. I mean, every card I show will help you keep advantage in a game. Like if you play it, you got to play it right. Obviously, you can't just go dicking around and playing cards. But, you know, if you play it the correct way, you gain advantage the majority of the time. That's why it's such a hard deck to play against. So, yeah, that's it. Not a very long segment, I don't think. Oh, yeah, long segment. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, part 3 might be up tomorrow. It'll probably be matchups that might be cut into 2 segments. So, maybe like, you know, Black Wings, Synchro Cat, Glad Beast, all those matchups. How to side in for them and whatnot. But rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. You got 62 subs, so keep on coming. Thanks, guys.